working with deities. I know quite a few religious people and know quite a bit of spiritualists. And I kind of get a pushback from people, or a side eye, or a roll eye, or who this bitch thinks she is, from people when I tell them certain things about when it comes to working with deities. This is how I feel about deities. All of them. Every last one ever created. That's the imaginary friend of another human. That human sat down and created this imaginary friend, this source of energy for themselves to make their experience better, to just make their experience more brighten, more bright. Yeah, brighten, whatever. And they shared that with the world. And over the course of time, people picked up on these energies that were created, these figments of another person's imagination. They picked up on these energies and they've chosen to revere them, to revere them. And just because another one has chosen to revere someone else's imagination, it doesn't mean that others have to revere these deities either. No one else has to revere these figments of someone else's imagination. No one has to work with a particular energy the way someone else says that you should work with it either, because these energies that we come into that collide with ours, the messages will be different for every person that this energy collides with. It's just like the scent of a cologne will smell different on everybody because of our chemistry. Because of our chemistry, our DNA makeup. So everything that's told to one person from one particular deity won't be conveyed to the same person because of who you are as a person, your life experiences, just how your psyche clicks in general, just because of the type of God that you are in general. But I do tend to get a lot of pushback, not a lot of questioning, to find out why it is that Brandy thinks the way that she does or say the things that she does. The question is never asked. It's always a thing of, well, here, you need to look at it like this. You need to take it like this. You need to accept it like this. And for me, just because I believe in my space and giving you your space, I tend to bite people's head off when they do that. Because if you sit down to have an informed conversation about me, all of that will be cleared up and you will know why I rock the way that I rock. And my way of rocking is so very simple. That beautiful thing that you are infatuated with, it's somebody else's anyway. It came from somebody else's beautiful mind. So I know that this one grand mind operates in so many different ways. Why do I have to follow the ways of theirs? Especially in knowing that one of those deities that can be immortalized and deified can come from my own mind and be left here on this realm. And I also don't pick and choose which deity that I will speak about or just honor. I'm going to say this. I don't worship any deities. Certain deities have presented themselves to me, and when they presented themselves to me, it's either I've already had a statue of them in my home, or when I went out the next day, I saw a statue. So I will pick it up and bring it into my home. So I don't go and put myself on anybody's team that didn't summons me. So that's how I actually work with these different energies that were created from someone else's beautiful mind. I wait till they present themselves to me. And in a lot of cases, I've never even seen or heard of those energies which presented themselves to me. So I knew that there was something deeper behind them saying, "Yoo-hoo, hey, look over here. Look over here." It was something deeper than that. And it was something that I needed to read up on and master within myself. That's when deities present themselves to me. I'm going to call it something else. When immortalized characters present themselves to me, I go and look them up to see, okay, what did their creators say about them? What did their creators say about the type of energy that they are? And what within myself do I need to amp up or amp down, you know what I'm saying, to make me a better person. It don't have anything to do about this particular immortalized imagination, immortalized character. It has everything to do with me, the particular energy that I am. What else did I want to say about that? Because it's a big old hoopla. I was looking at, it's a big hoopla about how people should revere these immortalized characters, immortalized energy. I forgot what I just said, that they tend to fall in love with. It's a big hoopla about who can do what, who has the authority to do what, and this, that. But there's no particular way. It doesn't have a rule book. It doesn't have a rule book. And because humans are plagiarizing creatures, things have been changed over and over and over again. There's no rule book to this life, and nothing that's included in this experience. Do I have some on my lip? Nothing that is included in this experience has to be that particular way. It does not have to be that particular way, and I really don't care what anybody has to say about that. I'm going to always march to the beat of my own drum. I don't care what somebody else says it has to be. The way that I do it is the way that's ordained for me. The way that somebody else do it, that's the way that they're ordained with them. That's how I really don't get into a lot of arguments with people, because I'm going to stick to my way. And I'm going to also encourage them to stick to their dang on way. Stick to what works for you. Because what worked for you, it won't work for me. It will not work for me because of the conversations that I have with self. Because of the conversations that are always going on inside of my head. It just won't work out that way. What else was I saying about that? The latest deity that revealed itself to me came by way of my last names. Both of my last names and the origins of those names. And I think I was talking to my beautiful sister one day, the only sister that I let do my readings, Infinite Alchemist. I think that's still her name here on YouTube. We were talking one day, and when I got off the phone, my whisper said, go look such and such up. And when I looked that up, I'm like, okay. And then I looked up my maiden name, my grandmother's maiden name and my grandfather's maiden name. And both of them are from the same particular lineage. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Then I also heard this sister, the Charming Goddess, speaking on something in her video. She said it 3 times. And with that 3 times, 3 is a number for most of us. When I heard that for the 3rd time, I said, okay, she's leading on to something. She's pointing me in the direction of something. And with that point, and when I went to go investigate, and I sat and I meditated about it, I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on here. So it wasn't something I went in searching for. It was something that was knocking at my door, and I had to open the door in order for this particular energy to come in. That's how I look at things. That's how I process things. That's how I work things out. I don't just bogart. I get invited. And I go from there.